They call them HR generalists, but I call them generals, the fearless soldiers on the corporate battlefield. While others see policies, payroll, and performance reviews, we see strategy, survival, and structure. In every organization, chaos is never far away. Employees at war with deadlines, managers demanding results, leadership craving peace. And in the middle of it all stands one person, the HR generalist. The soldier who wears many hats, recruiter, negotiator, counselor, strategist, and peacekeeper. They don't just manage people, they command order out of chaos. They lead with empathy. They fight for fairness. They guard the company's heart. Because as an HR generalist, your mission is simple. Keep the organization marching forward, no matter the odds. Want to know how to become an HR generalist? Then watch this video and step into the battlefield of human resources.
An HR generalist. This is a general who wears many hats. An HR generalist is a general who wears many hats, is a general who find himself in the middle or amidst chaos in the organization. What kind of chaos are we talking about? Chaos that might be related to, I want to use things that are more relatable. My salary is not paid correctly. I worked for 10 days and they paid me 3 days. What is going on here? Somebody needs to answer to that grievance, right? So who is going to answer into that? Then they are knocking on the HR doors. Oh, HR, my wife just gave birth and I am asking for 5 days for me to go, for me to just be at home with them and all that. But there is no policy for paternity leave. Now somebody needs to answer that. Somebody needs to make sure that that employee is not finished cheated, that somebody needs to be sure that that employee is being tended to properly. Now that is where you come in. Oh, people suddenly decided to resign without notification and the job must continue. How do we fill this role? Somebody needs to answer. That is where you come in. Oh, our competitors are paying people very well and we are unable to hold on to our best talents. How do we go about it? What kind of strategy are we going to use? That is where you come in. Because somebody needs to answer that question. HR generally. So you wear many hats. People start fighting each other and somebody need to make sure that this thing is resolved before it escalates to some bigger issues and all that. That is where you come in. Somebody need to provide solution to that kind of problem as well. So you as an HR generalist, you are going to wear many hats. You must always be on top of your game, right? So let's continue. We want to look at HR generalist in action, and I'll be giving you a case study, where we are going to imagine people going through these actions that we are talking about. When you're on the battlefield, the general is at the forefront saying, guys, retreat. The enemy is at angle 90. The enemy is at 90 degrees. Where is the sniper? Are you seeing target? And boom, you bring down the enemy. And if the general is not giving the right information, you are gone. So at every point in time, you as a generalist needs to make sure that your decision making is, it just have to be the best. You have to be on top of your game as a generalist. So the example I'm giving right here, I said, imagine a bustling tech startup where deadlines are tight, talent is everything, and every role is crucial. Meet Alex, the HR generalist, often seen juggling multiple responsibilities with the finesse of a circus performer. Alex has found himself in a tech startup where deadlines are tight, where we don't have enough people working in the organization, where they are micromanaging, where one person can carry out 3 of multiple job roles. We are paying you for it. Here, talent is everything. Your value is everything. What you can bring to the table is everything. And every role is important to the organization. Now, Alex, who is the general on the battlefield, the general on these official settings, which is also the battlefield, has been saddled with responsibility to make sure that everybody is performing very well, making sure that everybody is on top of their games. Now, what happened? On Monday, Alex already puts on his best perfume, tie, nice shoes, and he's like, oh, today is Monday. I'm going to show everybody that I am a good-looking HR. I don't want anybody to steal my shirt, and you are well-dressed and all. Then you get to work on Monday. Then something happened. What happened? On Monday, Alex is on a mission to find the next coding genius. Alex has been tasked to find the next coding genius, and you have to start shifting through resumes. Now, imagine it is an organization where you don't have applicant tracking system, ATS. It simply means that you have to go through thousands of CV manually. Yes, manually. Okay, somebody just asked, I said ATS, yes, applicant tracking system. Yes, that's what I said. I'm going to try to clean this. Okay, so you have to go through it if you are working with an organization that do not have this kind of software. Imagine going through 300, 400 amounts of CVs. It can be tiring, but see, one thing about this channel is that I'm going to tell you how it is so that we prepare your mind with what you are about to enter. Now, you've conducted interviews, you have to also negotiate offer. Your company is a startup company who cannot compete with the big boys, and you can only offer little. You've spent hours, days, months looking for the next coding genius, and you got like 3 or 4 who are willing to work with you. Now you have given them offer, but they hesitate about joining because the offer is not competitive enough. And you, as a recruiter, the responsibility is on you to make sure that your organization is attractive for the best talent out there to join. That is another topic entirely where we'll be talking about HR. Another art that an HR puts on is the branding art, but we're not going to be talking about that one today. So, and let's start negotiating offers, ensuring that the company attracts the best talent, even when the candidate hesitates about joining. Alex, with his deep understanding of the company culture, convinces them that this is the right place to work. You see, if you work with our organization, I can tell you that one, we prioritize work-life balance. If you work with our organization, I can tell you that we do not owe salary. We pay at the right time. If you work with our organization, I can tell you that there is a clear career path for you to grow. Our KPIs are set in such a way that it is easy for you to achieve. And when you achieve this number at the end of the year, we have end of the year bonus that we share among our stars. We give you free trips outside Nigeria, you travel out and all that. Alex trying to convince the best candidates, the next coding genius, to join his organization. Let's move forward. Another act that Alex puts on is the conflict resolver. Alex thought, oh, now finally I am done recruiting. This Wednesday, nobody should disturb me. I just want a baby boy treatment, I just want to rest. I just want to relax. And then on Wednesday, Alex goes to the office and tension rise in the marketing department over a project deadline. Two team members are at odds and productivity is at risk. No, you cannot tell me that this is the best way for us to go about this design. Okay, the last time you did it, Mr. Shego, what was the outcome? Were we able to close up to 10 billion naira as suggested by the management? No, we are unable to close it. Mr. Shego, don't tell me that. And Mr. Shego too is responding. Mr. Yemi, you cannot tell me that I'm unable to do that. Are we not a team? Are we not supposed to push this together? We have to do it my way. No, we are not going to do it your way. No, you have to do it my way. Then Alex steps in. He needs to mediate the discussion. Mr. Shego, relax. Mr. Yemi, calm down. Can we come together on a round table? Let's talk about it. And then listen, trying to understand the different people's pinpoint the reason why they are at a loggerhead. And as a smart HR generalist, as a general, as a soldier who knows that for his team to function, everybody must be at the top of their game, ask them, what will the best solution look like for you and for you? And at the end of the day, Alex was able to provide solution and keep both sides happy. Everybody lives happy, energized, and in harmony was restored. These kind of things at times goes here and there without the management noticing at times, but it is when there is an issue that they will know that you are not working. So these are the other dark side of you being an HR generalist. I am not trying to scare you, but I am saying you must love this job. You mustn't come into HR because you just want to make money. It is a calling. Yes, it is not just a profession. It is a calling to see that you make things work. You make things flow. Let's look at another hat. The payroll expert. On Friday, the payday. Everybody is happy. Friday, the last end of the month. They are already calling themselves. Emeka, sorry, I'm going to use, yes, Emeka, today is Friday. You don't enter, salary don't enter. Salary has entered, and that location that I told you about. We need to go there. We need to go and enjoy life. We need to go and enjoy life. Emeka answer, bros, I beg no they call me this time. I beg, I'm not in the mood. Why? Because Emeka notices an error in his paycheck that it was not paid properly. Like 10 days was missing and he's not happy. Now, Emeka just went straight to Alex's office and knocked. Mr. Alex, I am not happy. I wasn't paid fully. I worked for months. I worked for days. I should be paid correctly. I'm not supposed to be chasing after HR and finance for my money. But Alex, the generalist, a general who is well versed in payroll systems, swiftly investigates and ensures that the employee get their due. Because of his swiftness, he was able to restore trust and confidence in HR. Can you see? On Monday, Alex was struggling, looking for the next genius, coding genius. On Wednesday, he was the one trying to solve issues between two team members. On Friday, he's also the one looking for a way to make sure that everybody is happy with their pay, with their salary, their paycheck, making sure that there is no error. These are different arts that you will always put on as a generalist. Another art is the compliance guiding. Just before the weekend, a government audit notice arrives, but Alex calmly gathers policy, compliance documents, and records, ensuring the company meets legal standard, dodging potential fines and protecting the business. Alex is already checking through his recruitment file. Are we sure that we are not recruiting underage staff in our company? Are you sure that everybody that is working with our company are within the required, within the legal requirement, the age requirement, 18 and above to work? I hope there is no underage. Are we filing our tax or staff taxes as at when due? You know, you need to start asking questions, making sure that all these things are in place and we are what? We are complying. We are in compliance with the legal requirement of the what? Of the federal law of Nigeria as related to what? Labor law and its procedure. Let's move forward. Now we say the HR generalists are the unsung hero, from hiring to handling crisis, from ensuring compliance to keeping employees engaged. Alex is the backbone of the organization. An HR generalist is not just an administrator. You are not just about filing forms for the new hires. You are a general who is in the middle of a chaos, who is in the middle of a workplace battlefield, who is putting on different hats, different shield to make sure that everybody is safe, both the employee and the employer, making sure that the company is being run effectively and the right way. Your first assignment, in your own words, with everything I have explained, I need you to define who an HR generalist is. Yes, without going online, using textbooks, with your own understanding of the little arts that I have explained. We have more arts, right? But with the few one I have introduced to you, tell me, who is an HR generalist? Quickly, let's move forward. An HR generalist is a versatile HR professional handling multiple HR functions. They work across recruitment, employee relations, payroll compliance, and much more. They also act as a bridge between employees and management. In short, he wears many hats. In short, he wears many hats. So let's look at the key responsibilities of HR generalist. What are your responsibilities as an HR generalist? Number one, talent acquisition and recruitment. The responsibility is on you to make sure that you find the best talent for your organization at every point in time. So you ensure that the right talents are always available at every point in time. Yes. Employee relations and engagement. It is your responsibility to make sure that your staff are engaged. Now, how do you make your staff engaged at every point in time? These are another topics that we're going to look at. It is your responsibility to make sure that your staff are paid correctly so that they do not lose trust in HR and even the company as a whole, whereby they feel like, oh, people work and at the end of the day, they don't want to pay us our money. And this kind of things leads to morale, demoralization. Demoralization. Training and development, you also see to it that your staff are properly trained, they are equipped with the necessary skill sets to improve their capability. Because you know that when your staff are properly trained and they have the necessary skill, this will also translate, to their performance. There's going to be an improvement in their performance, and this will also now translate to the bottom line of the business, because at the end of the day, this improvement in performance will also lead to high level of productivity and high income or revenue generation. Because when people are doing what they're supposed to do, the company makes more money. Human resources are business capital. If you do it properly, you will definitely feel the impact from your organization revenue generation. Performance management. These are also one of the key aspects, key responsibilities of HR generalist as a whole. You need to manage this carefully. You need to set a framework. You need to explain to the line managers, the supervisors, their role in performance management, what they need to do and what they ought not to do. And you as an HR, you need to make sure that they follow the framework that you have established at every point in time. And the last one is HR strategy and analytics. In this current age that we have, an HR who do not have the data analytics skill set is a toothless HR. At every point in time, you are expected to speak with data. You don't just tell your employers that, oh, people are leaving the organization and they're asking you why. And you're saying, well, I don't know, maybe because we are not paying them well, or maybe our competitors are just poaching them away from us. No, you are supposed to tell them that, okay, I have carried out, for those people who left the organization, we've carried out exit interview, and from the exit interview, from the data gathered from let's say 10 staff, we are able to see a pattern, a trend that people are leaving this organization because they feel they are not well paid. Or they believe that our competitors are giving them more benefits apart from the salary that we are paying. Then the management will be asking, okay, what are the other things that we can do? Then you tell them, I'm going to carry out my survey and I'm going to give you back my findings with data proof findings, not just ESC. No. Where we are currently, ESC cannot work. You must, at every point in time, provide the management with proof, link them to data. I always tell my students, at every point in time, if you are telling me something and you cannot back it up with data, no way, I am not going to respond to you. So you must always back it up with data. Let's move to the next one. What are the skill sets? What are those skills you must have before you can venture into this role, into this noble profession, HR generalist? Number one, communication and people skills. You must be able to have difficult conversation. People skills and communication. You must be able to communicate the expectation of the management to the staff in such a way that it will have a soft landing, not just that you are just talking. Okay, this is what the management wants us to do. If you like, listen. If you like, don't listen. If you are not happy to listen to what the management wants, please, you can exit the organization. No, as an HR, that is where empathy comes in. That is where you understanding people, your ability to read the room, to read the floor before you open your mouth. Bah, Another thing is, another skill set you must have is problem solving and decision making. Problems will always happen, chaos. At every point in time, your staff will always have disagreements, or even, let's forget about disagreements, situation whereby the management are planning on establishing a new business, and you as an HR, you're supposed to be telling them that, okay, if this is what we are trying to do, these are the kind of problem we are going to encounter as related to personnel. Now, you already notified them of the problem, and you're also providing a solution that for us to navigate through this problem, for this new business we are trying to expand, I think we should do XYZ. There's a need for us to relate with the community liaison officer, the CLO of the community we are trying to have the organization to build the organization, and we let them know that this organization we are trying to build, we are giving you guys a slot of 40% of what indigent. Then we can bring the remaining 60% from outside, so that they know that, oh, you are contributing to the organization, to their community. You are not just here to take advantage of us, and you are just establishing your business and you are just taking up our money. HR, you must be a problem solver. And the moment you start solving problem for the management, that is when they see you as part of decision makers, and that is the only time you can sit on that management table. That is when they see that you are important. That is the only time they will not look at you as just a paper carrier, somebody who is just doing the administrative. You are not just about cake, birthday celebration. No. You must be able to speak with data. You must be able to bring solutions to the problem that the management are trying to solve. Okay? HR technology and data analytics, like I said, in this current time, and HR without data analytics skill set is a toothless HR whose voice will not be heard when quality decisions are about to be made. Because if you see you as you are just carrying file, the only thing you know how to do is just to put what's it called? Staff biodata. You are just compiling staff biodata. When they get to your office like this, it's full of papers up and down. You don't even know that at this current time, we are not supposed to be using paper again. You should be able to move the organization away from paper based to what? To digitalized based, whereby everything is digitalized. It costs nothing. You don't even need money to set this up. Then you must equip yourself with the knowledge of labor law. What does the Nigerian labor law say as related to different problems? How do you terminate people? Do you just terminate people when you feel like? Are you following due process of termination? Conflict resolution. How do you resolve conflict? Is it that the management just tell you that somebody is doing something, or because one of the CEO, for those who work in a single man business or one man business, because the managing director do not like a particular person, and they just ask which have sacked this person, you just say yes sir, yes sir. No. At times you need to question things. You need to let them know, because they don't know. You need to let the management know that, oh, with the knowledge of labor law and with this conflict that is ongoing, I think I'm going to mediate, from this angle. And you provide solution. Adaptability and continuous learning. You see, this job is the only job in the world that has no manual, as far as I'm concerned. Doctors, they have manual. If you want to carry out a particular surgery, this is how to do it. A lot of it. But you see, there's no manual for you to control or direct how human being will behave. So you have to adapt to situations at every point in time. So what are the career paths of an HR? You want to go into this and you're already thinking, how am I going to start? So we have the entry level HR roles. The entry level HR role focus on the administrative tasks and providing support to the HR department. So you are carrying up biodata, we are having interview. Hello, this is Alagoja, we are having an interview tomorrow. I have scheduled you for an interview. Will you please kindly confirm whether you'll be available or not? Oh, we're having a party and they need somebody to make sure that everybody feel engaged, people are part of it and everything. Entry level. HR assistant, HR administrator, you can start from there. Recruitment assistant, payroll assistant, you can start from there. So we also have the mid-level roles. The mid-level roles require some strategic thinking and managing teams or projects. Here we have the HR generalist, HR managers, recruitment specialists, talent acquisition specialist, training and development, and much more. We also have the senior level roles. This involve leadership strategy and oversight of HR operations. Here you'll be seeing the HR directors, you'll be seeing the operation manager, HR operation manager, talent management director, learning and development manager, compensation and benefit director, and much more. So we also have the executive level HR roles. The executive level HR roles focus on organizational leadership, strategy, and shaping the company culture. Here we are talking about the CHRO, the Chief Human Resources Officer, Vice President of HR, Senior HR Advisor, Chief People Officer, and etc. So now we're going to look at a brief explanation. Entry-level HR roles. The entry-level HR roles focus on administrative tasks. It focuses on administrative tasks and providing support to the HR department. Now let's look at their roles and responsibility quickly. The HR assistants maintain employee records and files. They assist in the recruitment process, scheduling interviews. They respond to employee queries about HR policies. Then we have the HR coordinator who coordinates employee onboarding and offboarding processes. They support HR events and training sessions. They manage HR calendars and assist in policy documentation. We also have HR administrator. They process employee paperwork, ensure compliance, and do payroll inputs and data entry, manage attendance, leave records, recruitment assistant. I believe that as we are saying all this, you are seeing it. Now, the beauty of what I am telling you now as a generalist is that you are going to equip yourself with all of this function. But let's continue. Recruitment assistant. You source, you screen candidates for open roles, you post job advertisement, you update the job boards, you communicate with candidates regarding interview schedules, the outcome of the interviews, etc. Payroll assistant. You ensure timely and accurate payroll processing. You handle employee salary queries, you assist in tax filings and benefits administrator. Then we have the mid-level HR roles. This requires strategic thinking and managing teams or projects. The roles and responsibilities here, we have the HR generalists who manage recruitment, onboarding, employee life cycle processes from the point at which you are employed to your exit. Can you see that HR generalist? It manages employee life cycle processes from the point you enter the organization till you exit the organization. We have the HR manager who oversees the HR department, implements HR strategies, monitor compliance with labor laws and company policies. They drive organizational development initiatives. We also have the recruitment specialists. These people are they specialize in recruitment. If you know that you only want to be recruiting as an HR, you are not interested in every other part of HR. I just want to be recruiting. You can specialize in recruitment. We have talent acquisition specialists. Talent acquisition specialists build employer branding strategies. They analyze recruitment metrics. That's the difference between this and the first one. They are analyzing recruitment metrics and improve processes. Recruitment metrics here talking about how quick are we, time to fill, how quick are we to fill a particular position? How many years did we spend? Looking at different metrics we are even looking at candidate acceptance rates. How quick are they accepting our offer? Are they rejecting? What is the percentage of people who accept or who have accepted our offer and those who have rejected our offer? Then you can also work as a training and development specialist if you love training, developing people's capabilities. You can also do this. How about payroll manager? You love it. You love figures and you love helping people to calculate their payroll, making sure that people go with the correct salary and all that. You can also position yourself for this. If you don't want to work as a generalist, you just want to streamline down to one thing, and that is payroll. This is what I want to be doing at every point in time, right? Then the next one is employee relations specialist. You love solving workplace conflicts. You love to improve employee morale. You love conducting investigation into grievances. This one, I'm always doing it. When I started my job there, I'm always into investigation. And the documentation can be tiring because you need to document every processes. You cannot leave anything, you know, to chances. You must touch everything, you must document. Even if you are calling on phone, you need to tell the person that you are interrogating. Oh, Mr. Lagbaja, can I put your this conversation on recording? If the person say yes, now you have the conversation. Now that conversation, you have to use it as an evidence when you are writing your final recommendation as well. This at times I will upload it to a drive, a drive. I will also get a link which I will also attach to my report so that when the management are going through it, they can easily click on the link and it will direct them to where the voice note is. You can see it is not an easy job. The next one is compensation and benefits manager. As a compensation and benefits manager, if this is what you love, designing competitive salary structure for organization, you go into this, you can focus on this. HR business partner collaborate with leadership to align HR practices with business goal. So you as an HR here, your major problem, your major work, your major function here is to make sure that whatever HR practices that you guys are trying to employ in your organization, you make sure that it aligns with business goal. Then how about performance management specialists? These are people who are into performance appraisal. They are very good at it. When they appraise you, you cannot hide. If you are not doing well, they will bring it out and you will see yourself that you are not doing well. Now, the next level role is the senior level roles. The senior level roles involve leadership, strategy, and oversight of HR operations. So, roles and responsibility, we are looking at the HR director who define and oversee the HR strategy and policy. They ensure compliance with legal and regulatory requirements. They lead talent management and succession planning initiative. These are high-level roles whereby with time, it can take you 20 years of experience before you can get to this level. And if you get the necessary certification within 10 to 13 years, you can actually get to this level as well. So we have the HR operation managers, the talent management director, learning and development manager. For me, I love learning and development manager. That is what I really want to do, right? At the end of the day, that is where I am leaning towards. Then the next one we have compensation and benefit director. They are also part of it, who sets long-term compensation strategies that align with company objectives. They oversee strategy negotiation and policy review. Also, we have employee experience manager. They enhance employee engagement through initiatives and feedback. There are some companies that when you visit them, you know, even throughout the process of the interview, you already love them. Even if you realize that if they do not eventually pick you, you are sad. Not because you have worked there before, but those kind of company, they are already in your mind. You feel like they are the best because of what you experienced, during their recruitment process. So we have the HRBP also, who also lead the team of HR business partners. This is HRBP manager, also lead the team of other HR business partners, align organizational goals with workforce strategies, and act as a key advisor to senior leadership. So the next one, I'm going to look at the executive level HR roles. Focuses on organizational leadership and strategy, shaping the company culture as well. So when we're talking about the chief human resource officer, they set the overall vision for HR strategy. They lead mergers and acquisitions from an HR perspective. They serve as a strategic advisor to the CEO and the board of directors. We also have the vice president of HR. They oversee multiple HR departments, drive initiatives for global workforce alignment. Most of these roles you might not be seeing them if you are working with if you are working in a one-man business or startup, yes. But if you are working in a well-established international organization, definitely we are going to see all these roles. Company like Guinness, you see them there. Our top 4 organization, KPMG, can find all these things there, right? So Then let's quickly look at the specialized HR roles. These are specialized roles that requires niche skills. You just need to specialize. This is what I want to do. Then you have to gather all the necessary skill set for you to what? To perform better in it. Number one is HR analytics specialist. For you to become an HR analytics specialist, you must equip yourself with the knowledge of data analysis. You must be able to what? To work with data, carrying out different exploratory what data analysis skills. You must be able to predict workforce needs using advanced analysis. You must be able to use Excel, Power BI for dashboards, display, and all that, among others. Then also we have people who focuses on diversity, equity, and inclusion. We call them DEI managers. They develop and implement DEI strategies, monitor diversity metrics, and set goals. They train employee on inclusive what practices. We have the HR compliance officer. These are people who ensures that the company is not violating the labor laws of that the labor law of that country, making sure that the organization align with the required what labor law. Then we also have the organizational development specialist. These are people who facilitate change management and cultural transformation, assess and improve organizational structures, they lead initiative and boost productivity and efficiency. So also we among the specialized role we have this HR system manager, the HRS managers. These are people. The HRS is the HR system where employees data. You can find all the employee data, right? So there are people who specialize in doing this, right? They oversee system upgrade and troubleshoot. They provide training on HR technology to staff. Then we also have talent acquisition director who develop long-term hiring strategies. They build partnership with external recruitment agency and lead executive search initiative. Now you can hear the word executive search initiative. So they are not just looking for an entry level staff, they are looking for executive level people. Then we also have the employee engagement managers who design programs to enhance employee satisfaction, conduct engagement survey, and act on feedback. We also have HR strategy consultants, or those people who are consulting for companies who do not have in-house HR, or maybe they have, but they need professionals to help them to handle their HR problems. So the assignment for this class, quickly answer the question, which of the following best describes the role of an HR generalist? We have the options. A specialist focusing on payroll and that like that. So I'm going to leave this clip for a few minutes so you can look at this. You can pause the video to answer the question. And also we have a case study assignment. A fast-growing tech startup, Body BX, has 200 employees but no dedicated HR department. The CEO has been handling on HR matters. This usually happens, with all these startups who are just starting out. We can do it, we can do the work of HR. You cannot do the work of HR. Trust me, you need professionals to help you set up your HR department, and that is where we come in. You can reach out to Techie-HR and F Consult, who can help you set up your HR department, and believe me, it's going to be the best investment you can do for your company. So your tasks, define the role of an HR generalist in this situation. What responsibilities will they take on? Explain how the HR generalist role compares to battlefield general. How do they wear many hats in this scenario? Identify the HR career level this role falls under and justify why. Recommend two key HR strategies the HR generalist should implement first to improve the company's HR functions. This case study will encourage critical thinking and application of concepts that you have learned today. So we have come to the end of this class. If you enjoyed this lesson, please remember to follow us, like the page, follow the page, share our videos. And also we have a community where we are teaching people for free. We've been training people for free for the past few months. We are not collecting money. We don't need your money. So if you want to join our class, I'm going to attach the group link under the video and you can join us. If you have any questions, you can also reach us to us on the platform. Our teams are there doing excellently well. We are a team of over 10, so at every point in time we are ready to provide solutions to especially SMEs who do not have the capacity to have an in-house HR. So ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of this class and wait for our next video on HR as a branding officer. Yes, how do you work as a branding officer? We're going to show you that this is another art that an HR also puts on. So thank you very much for watching. We love you. My name is Femi Omotosho, aka Techie-HR. Bye for now.